We're in the middle of a massive shift in the job market, right? And it's creating this huge gap between the jobs of the future and the skills our students are learning today. So, how do we possibly bridge that gap? Well, today we're going to explore one really interesting solution from a company called Roots Education. They're totally rethinking learning for what's being called Industry 4.0.
You hear the word revolution thrown around a lot, but honestly, in this case, it absolutely fits. Industries are changing faster than ever, and that's creating this massive demand for some very specific technical skills. And the real problem? Our traditional educational paths, well, they just can't keep up. And that's creating this critical skills gap.
To really get a handle on Industry 4.0, it helps to kind of see where it came from. The first industrial revolution, that was all about steam. The second, electricity and the assembly line. The third brought us computers and basic automation. Each one completely reshaped the world. And that brings us to right now, the fourth wave, which is happening as we speak.
So what makes this fourth revolution so different? It's not just about more robots, it's about connection. I want you to picture smart factories where every single machine, every sensor, and all the software are networked together, constantly talking and sharing data. This fusion of AI, the Internet of Things, and data analytics, that's the real engine of Industry 4.0.
And right here, this is where we land on the central challenge. These amazing smart factories can't run themselves, not even close. They need a smart workforce. They need people who can do way more than just operate a machine. They need to be able to program, integrate, and troubleshoot these incredibly complex interconnected systems. And this is exactly where that gap between what industry needs and what traditional education provides becomes a major, major economic problem. So, how do you actually build a bridge over that gap? We're going to look at a new model for education that's designed to do just that. The whole approach from Roots is about creating a direct pipeline, connecting what students are learning in the classroom to the high-demand careers that are literally waiting for them. Their mission is pretty clear: give students a job-ready advantage. This company was basically founded to tackle that skills gap head-on by shifting the focus from just theory to actual practice. The idea is to let students get their hands on the exact same technology they'll see on day one of a new job.
So, the first pillar of their whole philosophy is that learning should be built by students. The idea here is to get away from passive lectures. Instead of just listening, students are immediately programming, they're configuring equipment, and they're solving real problems. They're actually building their knowledge by doing, not just by watching. The second pillar, designed by educators, that's what provides the essential structure. This makes sure that all that hands-on work isn't just, aimless button pushing. It's all guided by a solid educational framework, turning what looks like playful discovery with robots into a structured path toward real mastery. And just as important, it supports the teachers who have to lead these pretty complex lessons. And the third pillar, influenced by industry, is what really closes the loop. This whole philosophy makes sure that the curriculum isn't just static. It's constantly being updated based on what employers actually need in the real world. The goal is to make sure every single skill learned, every piece of equipment they use, translates directly from the classroom to the factory floor.
All right, so that's the three-part philosophy, but what does it actually look like in a classroom? We're about to go inside what Roots calls the learning factory, which is where all that theory truly meets practice.
So, the centerpiece of this entire approach is something called the Medallion Learning Factory. What it is, essentially, is a miniature but fully functional automated assembly line. It's been engineered from the ground up to be a teaching tool, and it lets students get involved with every single step of a modern manufacturing process. And the process is a whole journey. It kicks off with a robot identifying and picking up a raw part. Then, that part moves to a CNC machine for precision milling. Next, it goes through an AI-powered quality inspection. If a part passes, it gets a custom laser engraving. And finally, another robot handles all the packaging and logistics. And the best part? Students are managing the whole thing.
This image here shows one of the core training cells. It's called the Carroll 4.0 system. This is where students get to learn the fundamentals of cobots, which are collaborative robots designed to work safely right alongside people. And they're not just watching it work, they are programming it, they're integrating sensors, and they're learning how to fix it when things, inevitably go wrong. And this gets to a really crucial point of this whole model. Students are not using simplified simulators. No way. They are programming an industry-standard universal robots cobot, and they're using the exact same teach pendant and software, called Polyscope, that a professional would use on the job. This one-to-one connection with real-world tools is absolutely key to making them job-ready.
and the range of technology here is pretty impressive, mainly because it's meant to mirror a real factory. You've got the universal robots, cobots handling materials, you've got an AI-powered vision system for quality control, a real Haas CNC machine for precision milling. It even goes down to the foundational level, with boards where students build the underlying electrical and pneumatic circuits from scratch. They're basically learning the full stack of modern automation.
So, where does all this hands-on experience actually lead? I mean, the goal isn't just about getting a passing grade. It's what Roots calls their key advantage. The entire system is designed to translate directly into a tangible, valuable outcome, a high-skilled career.
And get this, the program is aligned with over a dozen different industry-recognized certifications. This is a critical piece of the puzzle, because it means students can graduate not just with knowledge, but with actual credentials that employers immediately recognize and, frankly, really value. And when you look at the list, you can see these are not generic at all. There are specific credentials in collaborative robotics and mechatronics, plus certifications directly from major industry players like SICK and Universal Robots. These are exactly the kind of resume builders that get a recent graduate's application moved to the very top of the pile.
Now, with this combination of skills and certifications, graduates are qualified for some of the most in-demand jobs out there. When you see roles like automation programmer or robotics integration specialist, you can draw a straight line right back to the hands-on work they did in the learning factory. These aren't just jobs. These are high-value career pathways for the future. So, stepping back for a second, the bigger idea here really goes beyond just one classroom or one set of equipment. The ultimate vision is a scalable system for building the kind of skilled workforce that our modern economy is absolutely demanding.
And you can see the impact in testimonials from educators who are actually using it, like Jacob Lasorso at Suncoast Technical College. He points out how the system's flexibility exposes students to the variety of real-world systems they're going to run into in their careers. So this isn't theoretical, it's proven to work in the classroom.
So the key takeaway here is that for a school or even an entire region, this model is being positioned as more than just a new curriculum. It's really framed as a strategic, future-proof investment, both in the students who gain these incredible career-ready skills and in the local workforce, helping it stay competitive.
And this really brings us to the central question that models like Roots are posing to the entire world of education. Given the incredible speed of industrial change, how could our traditional learning structures adapt to build the next generation of professionals? It's a huge challenge that goes way beyond any single company, and it's one that every community is going to have to answer.